My dear child, stop for a moment. Put down whatever is in your hands and turn your whole heart toward me, because what I am about to tell you is very important. This is not a small message. It did not happen by accident. Right now, you are standing closer to a wrong path than you think. If you walk past these words without truly listening, the days ahead may bring pain that you did not have to feel. So, stay with me all the way to the end, because I am about to show you something that has been quietly stealing your peace. Please do not stop reading halfway through. Do not push this feeling away. If something inside you feels stirred right now, that feeling is real and it matters. This is your moment. This is your warning. This is your mercy. This is your chance to choose differently before things get harder and heavier. Come closer, my child, and listen with your heart, not just your ears. I am not saying this because I am angry with you. I am not trying to scare you or shame you. I am speaking like this because I love you too much to stay silent while you walk near something that could hurt you again. You may feel like today is just another normal day, another normal choice, another tiring problem to carry. But I see further than what is right in front of you. I see what your eyes cannot see yet. I see the truth behind feelings you keep trying to brush aside. You keep telling yourself it's just stress, just too much thinking, just a heavy mood that will pass on its own. But somewhere deep inside, you already know something is not right. Your peace has been disturbed, and there is a reason for that disturbance. That tight feeling in your chest, that restless feeling that follows you around, even when everything outside looks calm and quiet. That strange ache that shows up when you think about going back to something or doing something you already know is not good for you. None of that is random. None of it is meaningless. I have been trying to reach you gently because I know how tired your heart has been and how much you have been carrying without anyone fully understanding. You have held so much for so long that sometimes you confuse simply surviving with being wise. You have learned how to keep going while hurting on the inside. You have learned how to smile for others while something inside you quietly asks for help. Because of this, you have gotten used to ignoring the small warning signs your heart sends you. But today, I am asking you not to ignore this one. I am asking you to slow down just for a moment and let my voice reach past all the noise around you. You don't need to be afraid of me. I am not here to make you feel guilty or small. I am here because I have seen every quiet battle you have fought alone. I have seen how hard you tried to hold yourself together when no one else even knew how close you were to falling apart inside. I have seen you smile for others while feeling lost within yourself. I have seen the choices you made when you felt lonely and unseen. I have seen the things you accepted simply because your heart was starving for some kind of comfort. I understand why you did those things. I understand why certain things are still hard for you to let go of. I know why some doors are harder you to close, even when they keep hurting you again and again. That is why I am speaking to you now, gently but clearly. Please don't mistake my warning for rejection. I am not trying to take your happiness away from you. I am trying to protect a part of your heart that is still healing underneath. Some wounds may look closed on the outside, but deep down, they are still tender and easily reopened. You have grown stronger, yes, but being strong does not mean you should walk back into the very thing that once broke you. Sometimes you think that because you survived something, once you can handle it again without harm. But true wisdom is not about how much pain you can survive. True wisdom is shown in what you finally choose never to touch again. I want you to really understand this, not as a harsh rule, but as words from someone who loves you deeply and wants to keep you safe from repeating old pain. Needing a warning does not make you weak. It means you are loved enough to be warned before it's too late. Being told to be careful does not mean you are failing at life. It means someone is watching over you, guarding you, reminding you that your life means too much to stay silent while danger hides behind something familiar, something attractive, or something that simply feels emotionally convincing in the moment. My child, every video on this channel is created with love, faith, and dedication to sharing God's Word. If these messages inspire and encourage you, you can support our mission through PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for being part of this journey. Beloved child, I know you have been searching for answers. I know you have wanted peace so badly. I know you have wanted relief from all the pressure that has been building up inside you for a long time. But relief that comes from the wrong place always carries a hidden price. And I refuse to stay quiet and simply watch you pay for that relief with your peace, your clear thinking, and the purpose I have placed inside you, when I can still reach you before you walk too far down that road. So, do not let your heart grow hard against this warning. Let it sit with you for a while. Let it slow your steps down. Let it bring to the surface what you have been avoiding for too long. This moment is not about frightening you. This moment is about loving you enough to step in before regret has to teach you the same lesson my voice is trying to teach you right now, gently and early. You have asked before why I don't stop you more forcefully when you're heading the wrong way. The truth is, love does not always shout to be heard. Sometimes I speak softly because I want your trust, not just a quick reaction out of fear. I want your heart to recognize my voice on its own, not just respond because pressure forced you to. And right now, more than anything, I want you to understand the love behind this warning. I am not trying to control your life. I am trying to protect everything that has taken so long to rebuild inside you. You have come further than you give yourself credit for. You have healed in places you once thought would stay broken forever. You have grown wiser, even if you still, doubt yourself sometimes. You have learned things through pain that comfort alone could never have taught you. But because you have walked through so much already, there is also a quiet temptation rising in you to believe you can handle more than you really should. You have started to confuse the ability to endure something with permission to keep it in your life. You have started telling yourself that if something didn't destroy you completely, maybe it's okay to stay near it. That is not the way I want you to measure your life. I do not want you deciding what belongs in your life based on whether or not it can kill you. I want you deciding based on whether it brings you closer to peace, closer to truth, and closer to becoming the person I created you to be. Some things don't destroy your life all at once. Some things slowly dim the light inside you, little by little, day by day, until you barely notice how dark it has gotten. Some choices don't blow your whole life apart in a single day. Instead, they quietly drain your clarity over months and years. Some people don't attack you in obvious, dramatic ways. They simply keep you tangled up in confusion, guilt, longing, and instability, until one day you realize you can't even remember what real peace used to feel like before they came into your life. That is exactly why I am speaking to you now. I see the quiet danger you may be missing. I see what you are underestimating because it doesn't look scary on the surface. I see the story you are telling yourself just to make a painful thing feel manageable again. I see how close you are to forgiving and excusing something that once hurt you badly, simply because part of you is tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of waiting. Tired of standing in that uncomfortable space between what is easy and what is right. My child, I know that tiredness very well. I have stayed beside you through every hour of it. I have watched you reach the end of your strength and still try to stand tall. I have watched you pray, even while doubting, obey, even while grieving, and keep walking forward, even while carrying questions you couldn't answer. Yet, I am not asking you to be perfect today. I am asking you to be honest with yourself and with me. Be honest about what has been disturbing your spirit lately. Be honest about what keeps pulling you back, even though it never truly gave you real peace. Be honest about the fact that something deep inside you already knows this warning is meant for you, specifically. That is why these words feel heavier than a simple piece of advice. That is why your heart paused the moment you read this. That is why you know somewhere inside that this is not something to just skim past quickly. I am reaching out to you personally because your future matters to me and because danger rarely shows up wearing something obviously scary or dark. It often comes dressed up as urgency, as nostalgia for the past, as attention you've been craving, as false comfort, as emotional relief, or as the convincing promise that this time things will somehow be different. I know how believable that can sound when you are lonely, disappointed, or simply worn out from life. But I also know what comes after that moment fades away. I know the silence that follows. I know the heaviness that returns once the excitement wears off. I know the regret that settles in once you realize your spirit was trying to warn you long before your mind finally agreed to listen. I do not want that painful cycle to keep repeating in your life over and over again. I do not want you apologizing to yourself for something you already sensed was wrong from the very beginning. I do not want you rebuilding your peace again and again, simply because you keep opening the same door to the same thing I already showed you was never meant to stay in your life. So hear me now with the gentleness I truly mean, Step back for a moment. Take a deep breath. Stop calling this warning harsh when really it is love in disguise. Stop assuming that discomfort always means I am far away from you. Sometimes, discomfort is exactly how I keep you close to safety, like a hand gently pulling you back from the edge. I am not taking something precious away from you. I am protecting something precious that is still growing inside you. I am guarding your heart, your mind, your purpose, your peace, and the new version of you that is finally learning to stand on its own without leaning on the very things that once kept you trapped. Trust me enough to pause before you act. Trust me enough to admit that this uneasy feeling inside you is not random at all. Trust me enough to believe that I would rather make you uncomfortable for a moment than watch your soul suffer for an entire season of your life. This warning is not a threat against you. It is my hand resting gently on your shoulder before you walk too far ahead. It is my voice reaching you before an old wound has the chance to reopen. It is my love refusing to stay quiet while you are still close enough to turn around and choose a different path. Now, my child, I want you to become more careful about which voices you allow close to your heart, because not every voice that calms your emotions is actually helping your soul grow. You are living through a season filled with many different voices speaking around you. Some of them sound gentle. Some sound convincing. Some sound flattering. Some sound soothing and warm. So warm that you feel tempted to trust them simply because they make the moment feel a little easier to bear. But I need you to understand something clearly, something deeper than just your feelings in the moment. Comfort and truth are not always the same thing. A voice can feel soft and gentle and still lead you towards something hard and harmful. A voice can feel warm and still carry something poisonous underneath. A voice can sound like understanding while quietly steering you away from real wisdom. That is why I am asking you to look beyond how words make you feel right now and pay attention instead to what those words produce in you afterward, once the moment has passed. Some voices help you rest in truth. Others simply help you avoid facing the truth altogether. Some voices bring real peace. Others just make it easier for you to tolerate compromise. Some voices comfort your pain in a healthy, healing way. Others quietly put your good sense to sleep. Music. So you stop resisting things that should never have been welcomed into your life in the first place. Every video, music, is created with prayer, time, and dedication to reach those who may be searching for encouragement and faith. By supporting this ministry through PayPal, you help keep this mission growing and touching more lives each day. God bless you abundantly. My child, listen closely now. I know how hungry your heart has been for reassurance. I know how badly you have wanted someone to truly understand your exhaustion, your loneliness, your confusion, your frustration, your disappointment, and the hidden ache you carry quietly. I know how soft and open you become when someone speaks gently into the parts of you that feel unseen by the world. That is not a weakness in you. That is simply part of being human. But because you are tender in those places, you must become more careful, not less. You must not let how sweet a voice sounds become the reason you stop checking where that voice is really coming from. You must not let emotional relief become your only measuring stick for whether something is good for you or not. A lie wrapped in kindness is still a lie underneath. A harmful invitation spoken in a soft, soothing tone is still harmful in the end. A person can make you feel deeply heard and still be leading you quietly away from what is good and holy for your life. That is why I am asking you to pay closer attention. Ask yourself, what happens in your heart after you listen to them? Do you feel clearer afterward or more confused? Do you feel more steady and aligned or more torn apart inside? Do you feel stronger in truth or more willing to make excuses for things you already know are wrong? Do you feel drawn closer to prayer or pulled further away from it? These are not small, unimportant details. These are signs. These are signals worth paying attention to. These small signs tell you whether a voice is truly helping you heal or simply numbing your good judgment so it stops working properly. I want you to become more alert to this pattern. Notice how the enemy of your peace rarely attacks you through obvious cruelty. Instead, he often works through tempting permission, offering you exactly what your tired heart wants to hear, right at the moment your spirit feels too weak to music resist. He will send voices that make compromise sound like compassion. He will dress disobedience up in the language of self-care. He will make emotional indulgence sound like true freedom. He will turn your old wounds into convenient excuses. He will wrap dangerous choices in comforting words, so your guard comes down simply because the message feels gentle and kind on the surface. That is why I am speaking to you now. I want you to stop being impressed by how something sounds and start paying closer attention to what it actually produces in your life. A voice can sound calm and still be crooked underneath. A voice can sound caring and still be careless with your soul. A voice can make you feel validated in the moment, while quietly leading you toward places that will eventually cost you your peace. So, pause right now. Stop handing your heart over to every soft-sounding word you hear. Stop assuming that just because someone sounds understanding, they must be speaking from real wisdom. Bring every voice you hear to me first. Hold every word up to my light before you accept it. Ask me what spirit is really behind that comfort. Ask me whether the peace being offered to you is real peace or simply a soft pillow laid gently over your conscience to quiet it down. Ask me whether the words being spoken to you make you stronger in your faith or simply weaker in your boundaries. I am not telling you to become suspicious of every single person around you. I am telling you to become wiser about what you allow to shape your heart and mind. There is a real difference between the two, and in this season of your life, that difference could save you from pain that sounds pleasant in the beginning but leaves your soul broken into pieces later on. You must understand that your heart becomes easily influenced when it is hurting. That is nothing to be ashamed of, but it is something you must learn to guard carefully. When you are carrying pain, rejection, uncertainty, or deep tiredness, you become much more vulnerable to voices that offer comfort without ever asking you to grow or change. That is exactly where danger often hides, because truth sometimes asks you to surrender something, to wait patiently to admit you were wrong, to heal slowly to let something go to be fully honest, and to finally face what you have been avoiding for so long. But false comfort usually tells you the opposite. It tells you to indulge yourself, to make excuses, to rush ahead, to reopen old wounds, to soften boundaries you worked hard to build, to trust your feelings without ever questioning them, and to call avoidance healing when it is really just hiding. That is why I want you to test every voice by asking what it does to your spirit. Does it lead you toward greater honesty, or does it help you hide even more? Does it make you feel more peaceful, or simply more numb? Does it give you courage to obey what you already know is right, or does it give you a clever excuse to delay it a little longer? My child, I need you to stop being moved simply because something sounds beautiful. If it leaves you spiritually weaker afterward, that person who always seems to know exactly what comforting words to say may not actually be safe for your future. That inner voice in your own mind that keeps whispering, "It's fine. It's not that serious. You deserve this. You can handle it. You can just go back one more time," may not be your own wisdom speaking at all. That kind of content, that kind of influence, that kind of advice, that kind of conversation that always makes you feel instantly relieved, but slowly leaves you less anchored in me deserves your full attention. Do not ignore that pattern when you notice it.